Star David Ortiz is speaking up from prison. Rolfi Ferreira Cruz says Ortiz was not his intended target. Ferreira Cruz is one of 9 suspects arrested in connection with the shooting. Police rushed the suspects to and from court through angry crowds this week. Meanwhile, Ortiz is recovering in intensive care in Boston. Police say they're still looking for another suspect who's also wanted in the U.S. for an attempted homicide. President Trump says evidence points to Iran as being behind the attacks that disabled 2 oil tankers this week. CBS News correspondent Katherine Johnson has more on the president's claims tonight.
President Trump says he has no doubt Iran was behind explosions that rocked 2 oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman.
Well, Iran did do it.
The U.S. military says this photo shows a hole blown in the starboard side of one of the tankers and an unexploded mine attached to the hull. An American plane captured this video. The U.S. says it shows an Iranian boat with Islamic Revolutionary Guards in the act of detaching the mine and taking off with it.
That was their boat, that was them, and they didn't want the evidence left behind.
Iran says it was not involved in Thursday's attacks. The foreign minister tweeting, the U.S. immediately jumped to make allegations against Iran without a shred of factual or circumstantial evidence. A U.S. Navy team collected evidence Friday on board the Japanese tanker. Trump administration officials are looking to garner support from U.S. allies.
The focus for myself and Ambassador Bolton and Secretary Pompeo is to build international consensus to this international problem.
Tensions have been rising for weeks in the region. 4 tankers were targeted in the same waters last month in a coordinated series of explosions that crippled the ships. Washington also blames Tehran for those attacks, which it denied. On Friday, President Trump indicated he's still open to diplomacy.
Whenever they're ready, it's okay. And I'm in no rush.
Tehran says it's not interested in talks unless President Trump reconsiders his decision to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal. Katherine Johnson, CBS News, the Pentagon.
The Trump administration says it wants to ask allies to send ships to the Persian Gulf to stave off any future Iranian attacks. So far, only Great Britain clearly supports the U.S. version of events overseas. Big summer weekend. We've got Father's Day, lots of activities outside, and
there will be rain and storms.
Well, we've had this string of wet weekends for months now.
Yeah, and we went all the way back to February. It was the last time we had a completely dry weekend in the Miami Valley. And it's not just one day that we're dealing with storms this weekend, it's both days. And it's not just your garden variety thunderstorms. These are going to be some strong storms that bring us some heavy rainfall. So our severe weather index for this weekend, our greatest concern will be flooding, because we will have prolonged rainfall, and those rainfall totals are going to get quite high in that 2-day time frame. Damaging wind gusts, that's also our next concern with these storms as they develop. That could mean winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. Hail is also a possibility, and your tornado threat is low, but it's not completely out of the question. Of course, we'll monitor that situation as we head through the upcoming weekend. Live Doppler 7 radar, nothing going on for us currently, but not too far off to the west. You do see green on Live Doppler 7. Those are some showers that are falling but evaporating before they hit the ground. There's a lot of dry air at the surface initially, and before it moistens up, we'll have to deal with a few sprinkles before this transitions over to a steadier shower activity for your day tomorrow. So let's time this all for you on Futurecast. I'm going to take you through Saturday and Sunday and let you know when those storms are going to be at their strongest. So pay attention here. Through the night, a few sprinkles possible. You can see by 5:30 in the morning, a better chance for those showers start to make their way in from the west. Through the morning, we'll have hit or miss spotty showers at times, but nothing too terrible. So if you do have plans for Saturday, first part of the day, go ahead and do it. Just bring the rain gear with you, that umbrella, just to keep yourself a little bit dry. There's lunchtime, all is quiet, but then storms start to move in as we head into the afternoon. We'll have a few showers and storms. At that point, nothing severe. By the time dinner time rolls around, this is when things start to turn. You'll see showers and storms moving in. There's 6:30 on Futurecast, pretty intense already to the south and west. Scattered thunderstorms through the evening, and they will persist as we head into the late evening hours and your overnight as well. Heavy downpours will contribute to those higher rain totals, plus we can have those gusty winds within those storms. Projected wind gusts outside of storms, well, they could still be somewhat high as well. So we're looking at winds that could gust up to about 30 miles per hour, plus those heavy downpours coming through. That's enough that it may be a little tricky if you're going to be out and about driving around the communities Saturday evening into Saturday night. There's midnight tomorrow night, still some storms roaring through. We'll have a little bit of a break at times, but then Sunday we'll see even more storms passing on by during the morning hours. That'll be mainly south of I-70. Then there will be a good chunk of the day where there's not much going on. Lunchtime, we actually get the clouds to break a little bit. If you want to go outside and have a lunchtime barbecue, that would be the point for you on Father's Day. By the time dinner comes around, storms are moving back in. There's pockets of downpours, gusty winds, flooding threat is on the rise as well. Thunderstorms still with us into Sunday evening, and we'll be tracking them as we head into Sunday night as well. Futurecast rainfall estimates by 11 p.m. on Sunday. We're talking rain totals that could be high as 3 inches in parts of the Miami Valley. So here's the bottom line for this upcoming weekend. We're going to be dealing with the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms, especially Saturday evening into Saturday night and Sunday evening as well. Damaging wind gusts, hail, and possibly up to 3 inches of rain possible, and that could lead to some flash flooding. And it appears we should see most of the heaviest rainfall totals across the far north. Then as we get past this weekend, an above average chance that we'll see wetter than normal conditions through next week as well. Your 5-day forecast, we'll be dealing with muggy conditions and storms through the weekend. We have those storm tracking alerts for you Saturday and Sunday. More storms Monday and Tuesday. We'll quiet things down Wednesday before storms return on Thursday.
Thanks, McCall. Well, the wet weather could put a damper on a big event in Clark County this weekend. The Clark County Fairgrounds is hosting the 26th annual Solar Splash Competition. This is video from last year's event. Hundreds of students from more than 20 schools will compete against each other to find out who can build the best solar-powered boat. The races go from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Thousands of dollars awarded to the city of Dayton today, how it earned the grant money, and where the money will be used to help people.
Live Doppler 7 radar for the fastest, most accurate severe weather warnings. Before you wake up, Storm Center 7 meteorologist Kirsty Santini is already tracking storms with live Doppler 7 radar, pinpointing when severe weather will hit the Miami Valley and how it'll impact your day. Weather coverage you can count on. Weekday mornings starting at 4:25 a.m.